Here's what we're talking about today on DBL.
We're going all in on Halloween with the DBL hosts in full costume. The big reveal is just seconds away. Then Jack Osborne will be here live to share his harrowing face-to-face encounters with the paranormal. Plus, we're getting a tour of the most haunted place in America, the Lizzie Borden house. Why people choose to stay overnight at the site of an unsolved double murder. And Jeff and Al's spooky adventure at a haunted house. How scared will they get?
She made history this summer with her record-breaking Eras tour, and when she's not dominating the charts, she can be found in the skybox watching her new man play football. Look what you made her do. Welcome, Taylor Swift! Next up, let's hear it for the 50th anniversary of hip-hop. It is our icon. He's rocking the bells and he's bad. And all the ladies love Cool James. Yes, they do. Please welcome LL Cool J,
Hip-hop is 50, but this face is still #1 in your hearts, ladies.
We have got to remember the absolute icon who left us earlier this year. You will know her as the private dancer and one of the original comeback queens. She's simply the best. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tina Turner.
Well, my legacy is that I stayed the course from beginning to the end because I believed in something inside of me.
Next, we've got to talk about the elephant in the room, don't we? This year, he was caught in more lies than we can count. In fact, he told us he wouldn't be showing up today, but we didn't believe him. Give it up for Congressman George Santos.
I'm just here to clear up this whole Bigfoot thing. He's real, we're roommates, we had dinner last night, and he likes pie.
And finally, she won an Emmy this year, and she's the original mum we'd like to, well, I can't say it, but here she is, Stifler's mum, actress Jennifer Coolidge.
I feel like the 4th of July. Did I do it wrong? No, I did.
Let's hear it from Miss Swift first. Taylor, you have taken the world by storm this year with your Eras tour and then smashed the box office with your concert movie. So what are you planning on dominating next?
Marriage and kids. Oh. Wow.
And LL, you are a pioneer of music, and this year marks the 50 years of hip-hop. So how did you celebrate?
Gentleman never kisses and tells, but I'll say I was with a round-the-way girl. Yeah, she had bamboo earrings, at least 2 pair.
And Tina, your love songs, they are iconic. So what do you think of the Taylor and Travis Kelce phenomenon?
Well, what's love got to do? Got to do with it.
Tina, isn't love important?
What's love but a second-hand emotion?
Wow.
Congressman George Santos, you're the face of, well, a lot of controversies, and it can be a hard person to believe a lot of the time. So can you tell us one true thing right now?
A lot of people were wondering where Taylor Swift was at Travis. She wasn't at Travis Kelce's game. She was with me and Bigfoot having dinner.
No. In your wildest dreams.
Miss Coolidge, it's really been your year. What do you say to the people who didn't believe in you?
I say, you know what I say? I say, you should bend and snap it. I want a hot dog real bad.
Taylor, can you please tell us about our first guest today?
Yes, Audrey, thank you so much, and loving the class you're bringing to this scary holiday. DBL Nation, today's show is filled with lots of spooktacular guests, and our first guest is someone that we'll be checking in with throughout the next hour. She's a special effects makeup artist who actually does work on her own face. Please welcome to DBL, Justine McKenney.
Justine, you've got less than an hour to transform your face. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling a little nervous, but I'm prepped. I'm ready to paint.
You're gonna be great. Yay!
And we will, don't worry, Jennifer, we will be continuing to check in with Justine, okay, Justine? And we can't wait to see who you become. Audrey, tell us, what is coming up next?
Well, coming up on this spooky edition of DBL, we'll be introducing you to the man behind some very freaky and realistic masks. You will not believe it until you see it. But first, he is the son of rock and roll royalty who loves hunting the paranormal. Jack Osborne is here to tell us about his spookiest experiences with ghosts, so do not go anywhere. DBL will be right back.
Okay, let's talk about it. We practiced this really hard, and Sam was very dedicated.
You're supposed to hit a mark. And she went outside the mark and she went into the shadows.
Sam didn't hit her mark. Ruined that as bad as it could be.
But she still saved it.
No, I didn't. I stumbled backwards, knocked over the pumpkin, knocked over the bird cage. It was horrendous. I'm embarrassed to watch. I don't want to watch it back. What? No. I backed up and knocked over the bird cage.
Tori, yeah, you nailed it.
Oh, no.
It didn't read.
Bird, I'm so sorry. I missed my mark.
It was great.
Feel bad.
You look like a dime piece still, so that's all that matters. Yes.
Except I missed my mark.
It's a live show.
Hey guys, by the way, George Santos, can you tell us how you're something true about yourself? Something true right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you guys the truth. You look amazing. You're doing a fantastic job.
He's a liar. Do you get it? It's still a burn. It's still a Santos burn. Oh, Stifler's mom. Keeping the dog, dumbass. That's my favorite line. What are you dressed as here?
A bear. What do you think she is?
The Revenant, maybe? Maybe she's
Leonardo.
Leonardo.
Are you a magical cowboy or?
Oh, you're a wolf.
Let me help her.
Cocaine bear. I thought she was cocaine.
How did you think this was a bear?
No, I just looked at. I
Do you not know your animals?
That was a wolf. Okay.
You're right. That's bad. I wasn't looking.
Howl?
Yeah, but I'm George Santos, so I'm supposed to lie.
Oh, good call.
Even though I thought you were, man.
That's a
But
good
it's
call.
Santos.
It's upside down.
Jack, there's someone behind you.
What are you talking about?
There's someone behind you on this. It's right here, and it's right in front of me. Can you see this? It's right here. It just went.
Welcome back to DBL's Halloween special. That was Jack and Kelly Osbourne investigating a haunted prison. It's just one of the seriously terrifying things Jack's show has done. And today he's joining us live to talk all about the things that go bump in the night. Please welcome back to DBL, Jack Osbourne.
Yeah. Hello. You guys look awesome, by the way.
If you didn't hear him, he says we look awesome. Thanks, Jack. Hey, Jack, I have to know, when did you realize you wanted to start investigating the paranormal?
I was a big sci-fi X-Files fan when I was a kid, and it was just always a hobby. And then about 10, 11 years ago, I just had the opportunity to start making ghost hunting shows, and I jumped right on it.
Interesting. All right, Jack, so you visited tons of haunted locations. I've been to the moon plenty of times. Is there one that shook you a little more than usual? Because that was pretty creepy, that video that we just showed.
Yeah, that prison was definitely a creepy place. You know, they still had an intact death row gas chamber that had been used up until relatively recently. So that place was pretty creepy. Man, anytime you go to a prison or an old insane asylum, those places they kind of stick with you.
Jack, honey, first tell your father to say hi. My biggest fear with all of this is spirits following you home, because my people, we don't believe in all that. So have you experienced weird stuff in your house after an investigation?
I absolutely have experienced stuff in my house, Tina. It was it wasn't too long ago that I was sat on my couch and the door to my kid's bedroom just slowly opened up, and I was just sat there watching it, and I did what kind of I do. I walked into the room and I was like, hey, I don't care who you are, what you are, but just get out of here.
Right. Okay.
I declared my space.
All right, honey. So how did your wife feel about you putting those spirits around your children? Is she nervous about what you're doing?
She gets very nervous. She, she's woken up in the middle of the night and seen weird stuff in our bedroom that wasn't me. Yeah, she, we have some rules. I got to do some smudging, sage burning and Palo Santo. And, you got to do what you got to do.
The blood of Jesus, honey. The blood of Jesus.
Exactly.
Is what you got to
That too.
Yeah.
Jack, first of all, loved you on the Osbournes. Has there ever been a time when you needed to consult outside experts on a case that got a little too intense?
Yeah, I mean, I have my go-to people that I will call if I have follow-up issues, if you will. Some psychic mediums, things like that, who, friends of mine who are, I've got a good relationship with, and I'll bounce ideas and kind of talk shop with them about things. But it's, I think I've got enough understanding. Well, I say that loosely because we really don't know what it is, with ghosts, or that's just kind of the stamp I put on it. Because at the end of the day, it's still the unknown.
Well, I'll tell you this, my man, you are a jack of all trades, along with ghost hunting. You search for Bigfoot.
I had dinner with him yesterday.
Look for UFOs. So I have to ask you, homeboy, which has been the strangest outcome?
So I've been to Skinwalker Ranch a few times, and that's in Utah, and there's been some really weird stuff that's happened every time I've gone. And I was there about two years ago, and it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and we filmed someone or something running through the desert. We're 25 miles away from anywhere, running through the desert, full belt, pitch black, and couldn't figure out who or what the heck it was we caught on camera. So, that place is pretty trippy. You're showing footage from the Bigfoot hunt with Jason Mewes. I mean, that was a fun one. We caught some weird sounds there that, I played to professional hunters, and they had no idea what the animal was that was making the noise. So
maybe it was George.
It was George. Yeah, it was George at dinner.
Hey, thanks for hanging with us. You gave a real serious interview, and we're being goofy up here, but thank you so much, Jack.
Jack, go ahead.
Listen, I look into paranormal. Everything's fringe at the end of the day. So, chatting with this star-studded panel is, it's par for the course.
Yes, Jack, we love you. Thank you so much for being here. DBL
Come back.
To keep up with Jack, check out his podcast, Ghost and Grit, wherever you stream. You can also see some of his bone-chilling investigations on Jack Osbourne's Night of Terror on the Travel Channel. Thank you again, Jack. Good to see you. We'll be right back.
Thank you. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
My favorite scary movie is Nightmare on Elm Street. However, I like more of like the classic homey ones like Hocus Pocus and Halloween Town and more of those types.
Not a scary movie fan, but if I have to watch one, I'd watch Silence of the Lambs.
My favorite scary movie is the original Halloween.
My favorite scary movie isn't really my favorite, it's just the last scary movie that I ever saw, which was Candyman. After that, I got in bed with my little sister and my big mama and refused to go to my own room. Never again.
My favorite scary movie of all time is Night of the Living Dead.
My favorite scary movie is more of a suspense, and it's The Usual Suspects.
My favorite scary movie is actually the spoof scary movie, because I don't like actual scary movies.
Nightmare Before Christmas, I know it's not like scary, is just the overall winner.
My favorite scary movie is The Exorcist. Even though I don't like it, if you really want a scary movie for Halloween, watch The Exorcist and freak yourself out.
My favorite scary movie is Nothing, because I don't like scary things.
So my favorite part of Halloween now is watching my kids get into their costumes, go trick-or-treating, and seeing how much they enjoy Halloween. So I get joy through them on Halloween now.
My favorite thing about Halloween is the ambiance, the dusk, the moon, the leaves, the laughter, the running, that kind of sound, the candles flickering. Once in a year do you get that, the ambiance.
My favorite thing about Halloween are all the little kiddos coming to the door in their cute costumes and saying, Happy Halloween or Twick or Tweet. That's my favorite.
I live for Halloween. I got married on Halloween. I love everything about it. The costumes, the spookiness, the creepiness, the movies, the music, all of the above. I love Halloween.
Welcome back to our Halloween edition of DBL. Here's a question for horror movie fans. Do you think you could survive a scary movie? A trend on TikTok where people talk about why they wouldn't survive the Saw movie has gone viral. Take a look. Wow, this got us thinking about other infamous scary movies and whether or not we could make it to the end. Let's start with Halloween. Could you escape Michael Myers?
I think are we doing the thing?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think he just needs a little bit of love.
Michael Myers?
No. You're right. No, she's right.
So you would exchange sex for him not killing you?
No, I would exchange a hug. Inclusion.
Inclusion.
He feels like there's a mask for him in the world.
Yep, she's right.
You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Okay, let's go to the next one. The next one, what about dodging Freddy's dreams in Nightmare on Elm Street? That one is horrifying. What do you think, George?
No, this guy terrified me when I was a child because there's no getting away from it, right? As soon as you go to bed, it's like, he's gonna get you. Remember? 1, 2,
Freddy's coming for you.
I've never seen it. I've never seen it.
Oh, man, that's creepy.
Why would I see that?
He's at the door.
Well, now it's not creepy as much.
Yes. Sam was running out of gas. She's like, is that it?
3, 4, do we need more milk?
All right, so Tina, finally, could you escape the Amityville horror house?
I'm unfamiliar with Amityville anything.
The Amityville.
Amityville.
Erica,
Amity, I'm unfamiliar.
Erica, you are the person that I know most about, that knows a ton about real estate. They built it on a cemetery, over a grave. So, like, would you move? Did you get your home equity out of there? Come on now.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Well, speaking as Erica, the daughter of a mortician, I mean, yeah, I don't do scary movies. Listen, once Candyman came out, it was in Chicago.
Yeah.
They were at Cabrini Green, which was exactly 35 minutes down the Eisenhower. I was convinced that he was coming for me.
Wow.
So ever since then, I don't do it.
So Candyman's your worst, scariest movie. What about you?
Definitely The Ring. That was me. But yesterday on the show, we talked about leaving your comfort zone. So is this leaving your comfort zone and watching a scary movie, Sam?
Not if it's going to give me nightmares. I really hold on to good sleep because with 2 kids, that's rare. I would be so mad if both my kids slept through the night and then I couldn't sleep because of the Candyman. Because of the Candyman.
You'd be in bed with them?
I'd just be angry that I wasted a good night's sleep. So no.
Let me ask you real quickly. Your character is Tori in a horror movie. When do you think you would go? When do you think you would get killed?
You said horror movie? I'm just making sure. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay,
When do you think you would get killed? In the beginning, would you make it to the end? How far would you last?
To be honest, a lot of people think I'm woo, but I think I'd make it at least to the 3rd act.
Okay. I feel like I'd be the second to last guy killed. Everyone would think I'm the killer,
I think
but then
I'd
be
be the
killed.
first to be killed.
No,
I don't know. Not the way that most horror movies.
But they're switching that trend up now. Black people, we're lasting to like 40, 45 minutes
Good
in.
point.
That's progress.
It is.
Yes.
Evolution.
I wonder how our audience feels about scary movies. Clap your hands if you. Yes. They like them. DBL Nation, do not go anywhere. Steph, yes?
Sam, because we've got so many more surprises coming up, so you guys do not go anywhere because we're going to be right back.
In the late 1600s, hundreds of people were accused of practicing witchcraft in the Massachusetts Bay Colony. 20 of them were executed during what is now known as the Salem witch trials. You've probably been told those witches were burned at the stake, but posts shared on social media over the last several years claim they didn't actually meet that fate. So let's verify. Were witches burned at the stake in Salem? These are our sources. During the Salem witch trials, Massachusetts Bay was a British colony, and as such was ruled by English law. 2 historians, including Dr. Emerson Baker, professor of history at Salem State University and an expert on the Salem witch trials, confirmed to verify that under English law, witchcraft was considered a felony and was tried in criminal courts.
Witchcraft was a capital offense.
Under English law, the penalty for such a felony was death by hanging.
So there were, unfortunately, a number of people who were executed in that fashion, but none of them were burned at the stake.
So we can verify, no, witches were not burned at the stake in Salem. So where did this misconception come from? Baker says it likely stems from punishment practices in Europe during the time.
The difference was on continental Europe, witchcraft was considered to be a religious crime, and people were tried essentially as heretics, and the punishment for someone for committing heresy was being burned at the stake.
According to Baker, the misinformation about Salem can also be traced back to a speech by U.S. Congressman Harry Bettinger in 1849. The Virginia congressman was angry with his Massachusetts colleagues who were trying to abolish slavery, so he leveled his own inaccurate criticism at the state, saying witches and other such heretics were in the brave days of old burned literally by the cord. Baker says that speech was published in a book used in many classrooms and colleges in the 19th century. With your Verify, I'm Ariante Till.
take a look at a post that's gotten some attention in a local Facebook group celebrating the decor around the Capitol Hill neighborhood, but asking that people don't use fake spider webs because they can be dangerous to wildlife. Is that true, or just another social claim trying to spook us? We checked in with these sources to verify. The author of the post even said she rescued 2 birds last year. Experts say these fake webs hardly pose the same threat as more common household items like glue traps, but there are real cases of animal entanglement each Halloween season.
So it's dangerous for chipmunks, birds, squirrels, turtles, snakes. Pretty much any wildlife can get caught up in them, and it's very dangerous.
Owen says clearing out the cobwebs altogether is the best option, but if your Halloween decor just isn't complete without an arachnid touch, be thoughtful about placement and check them regularly for caught critters.
Make sure if you put it up that it's very visible, because if people can see it, the birds are going to be able to see it. And don't hang it across big areas where birds are flying.
So we can verify, yes, fake decorative spiderwebs can be dangerous, but you can take steps to reduce the harm, like placing them inside your windows, for example. With your Verify, I'm Abby Larico.
And a single person that's watching
White
in
gloves.
this room that don't have dirty hands.
There's going to be a lot of internet chatter. Whenever I see something that I've never seen before, that's where the red flag goes up.
You know why I don't call in sick? Camera hog.
As soon as you tell me I need to do something, I'm going to do the exact opposite.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. Oh, no, and I don't deny it.
People want to talk about these things. We do it here on DBL.
Welcome back to our Halloween special. Let's do a quick check-in with our special FX makeup artist, Justine. How you doing over there?
Hello. So far, so good. Can you tell what I'm supposed to see?
That is beautiful. Talk about some artistry. Well, we're going to continue to check in with Justine. Steph, can you tell us what we have coming up?
Absolutely. So here's what's ahead on this special Halloween edition of DBL. You don't want to miss Jeff and Al going into a haunted house together. I mean, do they make it out in one piece? Then one of our tour guides from the infamous Lizzie Borden house will be here live to show us how the site of an unsolved murder has become a bed and breakfast. And a man who creates some super realistic looking masks joins us live in our studio. You won't believe just how real they look. It's all coming up next.
There's a good chance there's a gourd or two on the front porch right now. It is October after all, but this meme shared here on Facebook says that one way to keep that lasting through the fall is with a bleach bath. It also cautions, though, that's bad for wildlife. So, does bleach preserve the life of a pumpkin, and is it dangerous to critters? We turn to these sources to verify. First, does bleach extend the life of a pumpkin?
On the surface of that pumpkin, there's lots of fungi and bacteria and things that will eventually break through the skin of the pumpkin.
John Porter, urban agriculture educator with the University of Nebraska, explains, yes, using diluted bleach to sanitize that pumpkin can extend the pumpkin's life.
It will actually kill the bacteria and fungi.
Clorox, a company that makes bleach, even includes a pumpkin bleaching tutorial on its website. Okay, so is it safe? For wildlife and people, yes.
The key is to use it correctly.
Dilute it, no more than a tablespoon of bleach per gallon of water, and use the solution in a well-ventilated area.
Once it's dilute and once it's open to the air, bleach actually dissipates very quickly. So within 24 hours, all of that bleach is gone from the surface of that pumpkin.
That means shortly after spritzing your pumpkin, it's front porch ready. Though Porter recommends waiting a bit longer if you bleach the more absorbent inside of a jack-o'-lantern.
There is minimal risk to wildlife. Most people don't realize that many of the pumpkins and things that you buy from the grocery store or the farmer's market is probably already been at one point washed with bleach.
That initial post suggests using vinegar to preserve the pumpkin, but Porter says evidence is divided on just how useful that actually is. The Virginia Department of Wildlife Resources says yes, pumpkins like these are a treat for critters like squirrels and raccoons, but they say the bigger concern for them with their safety is little plastic debris like candy wrappers that can often be left around this time of year. So that's another thing to keep an eye on, to watch out for your furry neighbors.
Welcome to DBL's special Halloween episode. I'm your Mistress of Ceremonies and the Duchess of Diamonds, Audrey Hepburn. And I'm also joined by the woman who is living out her wildest dreams, Taylor Swift. The man who's going back to Cali after the show, rapper LL Cool J is here. And she's simply the best. Who left us too soon? Tina Turner. And man who's made headlines for his outrageous lies, Representative George Santos. And last and certainly not least, the award-winning actress Jennifer Coolidge. Looking good, you guys. Taylor, take it away.
Thank you, Audrey. Okay, so 'tis the season of scary, and our next guest is turning heads everywhere he goes. Take a look at this.
Faces are the most important subject matter in art. It's a never-ending source of material. When you put on one of my masks, you become somebody different. You start to embody that character and have a lot of fun with it.
That is crazy. His masks have gone viral numerous times, reaching millions of views. That's right. Here he comes. Please welcome to the show, Landon. Fire, everybody.
Nice to meet you. Wow. He's like a little baby. There's Landon. God. All right, so tell me, how did you, we're very close, let's acknowledge. How did you get into mask making?
Oh, long story short, I've always been an artist all my life, but I've always been into more of the surreal, bizarre stuff.
Cool.
Obviously a huge horror fan.
Nice.
Practical effects. Fast forward after I graduated with my fine arts degree, I had learned a little bit about mask making, and I'm like, you know, instead of doing a monster, let's do something that's real enough where I fool people for a second.
It's freaking me out.
It's unbelievable.
That's freaking
Let's give
me out.
people a midday nightmare, you know. So I came up with my first idea. What about an adult walking around with a baby head?
Why not?
That'll do
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, so back in 2001, I premiered my mask at the costume contest. Killed it. But I realized that this just intense, visceral response that everyone was having to the mask.
Yeah.
You know, simultaneous delight and being terrified at the same time.
Yes.
So, it's like, I got something here.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You
absolutely.
really do.
I of course, invented masks, so that's like.
George Santos.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
George Santos.
It's a family thing. You just do it for fun. So my family did that. But could you tell us about, like, maybe grab one of these other ones? Are these actual, like, molds that,
Yeah,
or
latex?
did you create them yourself?
It's all sculpture.
Wow.
So I transitioned into
Yeah,
digital sculpting back in 2015, but
careful.
Like, look at that. Whoa.
Feel free to. No,
Will you
they're
throw that
really
out?
durable. Yeah.
So this is Dinklage, right?
Right.
Tyrion.
This is Tyrion.
Yeah.
So you're obviously a fan.
Huge fan.
Oh
That
my
looks-
God.
The eyes. There looks like there's a soul behind the eyes.
Yeah,
That's what it
artist.
is.
That's
It's
what it
Freaking me
is.
out like a little bit.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
And
Okay, because you like to wear new masks to conventions and public gatherings. What's the wildest reaction you've gotten from someone?
Look at Peter. Yeah.
I've had a lot of wild reactions, but I'd have to say one that's really memorable. I was in Vegas late at night, and I was walking around with a Hillary Clinton mask.
Oh, no.
Okay. And I'm at the one of the second level areas in taking an escalator down, and this lady at the bottom of the escalator, she starts going, "Hey, hey you, hey, come here, come on." So I was like, I thought she was excited to meet Hillary Clinton.
She wasn't.
She starts trying to choke me.
No.
Yeah.
Dude.
She starts attacking me, and her husband had to pull her off of me. I mean, she was less than 100 pounds.
Did you
I mean,
report
obviously
her?
she was a bit
drunk,
inebriated, but
she'd had a few.
She started screaming, "I hate you! I hate you!"
She had a visceral reaction to it, right?
Right.
Art.
Well, she thought it was real.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
That's Vegas.
Okay, so clearly,
what'd she say?
True. That's Vegas.
Yeah.
So clearly, I mean, all of your masks are incredible, but you have to have a favorite, do you?
Well, it's got to be the Walter White.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is he out here?
Somebody was wearing him earlier.
Someone took
okay.
him.
Yeah.
They're doing meth in the bathroom.
That was just the experience. I got to walk around with Bryan Cranston. And yeah.
Oh, he wore. I remember that was your mask.
Right.
Oh, I remember that. That's
yeah, and they
crazy.
hammed it up at the panel, and
Yeah.
they ended up making out with him and Aaron Paul.
Wow. Wow.
That is unbelievable.
Can you take us really quickly to the moment where you knew you had something, where you knew that this was going to be your career?
Yeah, it was after those Halloween costume competitions. I mean, it was such a validation. I mean, I was swarmed.
Right.
You know, it's like, you know, you're simultaneously a train wreck and a celebrity. It just, you know, everyone wants
just
your
say
photo.
celebrity.
Right.
Yeah. It's very Andy Warhol of the 50 minutes of fame. It's pop art. What is
Right.
art? What is pop
Right.
culture? It's very interesting.
Landon, before we go, because
Yeah.
we've had Danny DeVito on the show, he's a friend of our show, you gotta
really?
put on Danny.
Yeah,
Okay.
we
Yeah.
Got to.
Yeah,
and
no
hopefully
problem.
we can send it to him. This is so great.
DeVito.
Yeah.
DeVito. Okay.
This is crazy.
Oh my God.
And I got you got a Chris Farley one back there too. That is amazing.
The veins are what gets me.
It's the eyes that get me.
That's what it is
Yeah.
for me. The eyes have a glaze and a
real.
life.
Okay. Unbelievable. DBL Nation. See all of Landon's work at hyperflesh.com and follow him on Instagram at hyperfleshdude to see all the weird, wild excitement. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you guys.
Happy Halloween. You're
Happy
amazing.
Halloween.
Come back.
What an amazing artist.
Before we go, let's check in with our special guest, Justine McKenney. Okay, so let's check in with her. She's a special effects makeup artist who actually does work on her own face, and she's been working on herself for about 30 minutes.
It looks like
Justine,
talent.
yeah.
Yes, 30 minutes. That's crazy.
I think you guys need to collaborate a little bit.
Yes.
I know, right?
It looks like things are starting to come together over there. We are in the home stretch. Are you a little stressed out finishing here?
A little bit, but I'll be fine.
I'll take that as a
I'll
no,
be all
she's
good.
not.
I'm like shocked. I'm like those are talons, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, Justine, we can't wait to see the finished product. You better get to it.
Yeah.
Hey, Steph, what do we got coming up, girl?
Coming up on Daily Blast Live, we're sending out our two-man crew to a haunted carnival. Who's going to be the first to scream? And we're getting a tour of the infamous Lizzie Borden house. Do not go anywhere. DBL's going to be right back.
Okay, we are going to ask Landon more.
How long does each mask take, and does it depend? Like, do some quick and some long?
Number one question I get,
Yeah.
for sure. It all depends. I've taken a year to make a mask, and I've taken 4 weeks to make a mask. Generally speaking, though, I've tried to hone in and get the sculpture done with 2 to 3 weeks. Once you've done that, you do the molding process. Then once you have the mold, you can make as many masks as you want. That's then another 1 to 2 weeks process to make each copy.
Wow.
You just love what you do.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
That's so cool.
It's a lot of
You know what I
fun.
thought about, like when we were interviewing these, everybody goes, oh, you know, you get a degree in the arts, what are you gonna do with that? It's like, this is
Sorry,
what,
Taylor.
the arts are for, and
Right.
why they're so important.
Right.
Right.
Like, your ability to transform people, and like you see when they put the head on, they feel different.
Right.
It's
It is.
It's
I
so
said he's almost into the
transformative.
performance artistry of it. What's the reaction I'm getting live? As I walk, what different
Would you mind
things?
standing up and we'll move your chair?
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
What energies do I give as a Jack Nicholson? And do you pick which movies you do it from? Like, did you do Jack from The Shining? Is it your favorite?
Yeah. It was a last minute decision. Actually, it was mostly from like One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh,
But I'm like,
right,
let's
sure.
do the Torrance there at the last
Sure.
second.
Wow, that's so good. The teeth.
What do you think
Makes it come alive?
Is it yes.
What
is
is
it
the one thing?
eyes? Is it the pores?
Or the veins? Like, look at that out. Look
It's
at
the
vein.
skin.
The skin.
I've dialed in the right opacity and like how to
The
pigment it.
glisteningness.
I think it's really so it reads well in any light.
Look at the sweat.
That makes
Like sweat.
sense.
Totally. Right.
It blends with
Unbelievable.
the skin.
But anytime we
That's
see skin
unbelievable.
Because he doesn't have them. I didn't think that. I just checked.
Welcome back to DBL's Halloween show. It was a double murder that rocked a small town in Massachusetts. The year was 1892, and Lizzie Borden was 32 years old when her father and stepmother were axed to death in their own home during broad daylight. Today, it remains one of America's greatest unsolved murders, and the murder scene has been turned into a bed and breakfast. Can you imagine? People who stay there say they have seen ghosts. So to tell us more, please welcome one of the tour guides, Emily Treyfree, to the show. Happy Halloween, Emily.
Happy Halloween, so thank you so much for having me.
Wow. Ooh, this is great. Okay, the Lizzie Borden house remains mostly unchanged since the day the murders took place. Why do you think this case has never been solved?
Well, ultimately, I would say it remains largely unsolved, as historically at the time, the predominance of Lizzie's jury considered it impossible that a woman could potentially commit an act of such violence. 11 out of 12 of her jurors arguably stating that a woman couldn't wield a 5-pound weapon. Now, of course, while I am no advocate for murder, we're all very much aware of the power of women far superseding this. But historically, such was not the belief at the time.
Wow. So, of the guests who say they've seen ghosts, what's the wildest story that you've heard?
Okay, so the wildest story that I've heard has actually been in relation to a staff member. Now, this staff member was my husband, and Lizzie Borden, she would entertain theater folks. She loved Broadway folks. He could hear brass band music emulating from the basement, but in the basement, I assure you, we have no Victrola. So Lizzie loving very much very similar music. We suspect that she might have been celebrating a bit in the house, having a ghostly party.
Wow, Lizzie.
Yeah. Have you ever seen ghosts yourself? By the way, your shot, like the low angle and everything around your shot is very creepy.
Thank you. So, yeah, I myself have had my skirt tugged upon on the 3rd floor, and in the basement have seen the spectral image of a shadow figure, which, if you visit, we will introduce you to and have captured on security footage nearly 2 years ago. Wow. So, stop on by, guys. Highly haunted spot.
Well, let's stay on the topic of visiting. Why do you think so many people want to visit the scene of a crime? What is that?
Well, I find in America that we have an obsession with, quite sadly, when the affluent die, paying far less regard to when individuals less privileged will die. Now, Lizzie Borden, when she acquiesced to acquittal, was valued at approximately, in today's money, $10 to $12 million. And as Americans, we possess an obsession with celebrity. And such at that time was also the case.
Wow. I wonder if you're staying at that bed and breakfast, you can say you're Borden. Boarding there.
Emily.
If you come here, I'll tell you one thing. We're going to absolutely treat you like family.
Emily, thank you so much. Unbelievable.
Oh,
I want to come visit. Thank you, Emily. DBL Nation, you can visit the historic Lizzie Borden house. For more information, visit lizzie-borden.com. Thank you again, Emily. We'll be right back. Happy Halloween.
And I'll have you. We look forward to seeing you.
My favorite scary movie is Nightmare on Elm Street. However, I like more of like the classic homey ones like Hocus Pocus and Halloween Town and more of those types.
Not a scary movie fan, but if I have to watch one, I'd watch Silence of the Lambs.
My favorite scary movie is the original Halloween.
My favorite scary movie isn't really my favorite, it's just the last scary movie that I ever saw, which was Candyman. After that, I got in bed with my little sister and my big mama and refused to go to my own room. Never again.
My favorite scary movie of all time is Night of the Living Dead.
My favorite scary movie is more of a suspense, and it's The Usual Suspects.
My favorite scary movie is actually the spoof scary movie, because I don't like actual scary movies.
Nightmare Before Christmas, I know it's not like scary, is just the overall winner.
My favorite scary movie is The Exorcist. Even though I don't like it, if you really want a scary movie for Halloween, watch The Exorcist and freak yourself out.
My favorite scary movie is Nothing because I don't like scary things.
So my favorite part of Halloween now is watching my kids get into their costumes, go trick-or-treating, and seeing how much they enjoy Halloween. So I get joy through them on Halloween now.
My favorite thing about Halloween is the ambiance, the dusk, the moon, the leaves, the laughter, the running, that kind of sound, the candles flickering. Once in a year do you get that, the ambiance.
My favorite thing about Halloween are all the little kiddos coming to the door in their cute costumes and saying, Happy Halloween or Twick or Tweet. That's my favorite.
I live for Halloween. I got married on Halloween. I love everything about it. The costumes, the spookiness, the creepiness, the movies, the music, all of the above. I love Halloween.
Welcome back to DBL's Halloween special. Take it away, Taylor. Thank you. Okay, so who doesn't love a good scare? When it comes to this panel, Jeff is the one who loves giving us a scare. Well,
T-Rex.
Well, we decided it was payback time. So in honor of Halloween, we sent the two-man crew to Fright Fest at Elitch Gardens. Let's see how they did. Roll it.
All right, buddy.
Yeah.
It's about to get dark.
Yes.
It's about to get spooky here.
Yes.
When was the last time you actually were at a haunted house?
It's been about 2 decades, so I feel like between the two of us, one of us is ready.
I'm not the one that's ready. I'm the one ready to scare people. I'm not the one ready to get scared, but it's going down either way.
Either way, it's gonna be a good time.
Give me your best.
All right, Al, it's real. It's official. The haunted house is behind us, and we just had a real experience.
We've already seen 2 people leave the entrance before they got in.
Face full of tears, legit. I'm not sure those are the type of people that we want to talk to. Dude. I wasn't expecting that.
Well, let's just go get in line.
All right.
Promise and warning, baby. Cursive, caps, send. Clear.
So we got to go single file? We can't go shoulder to shoulder?
Right behind me, you don't have a choice.
Who's going first?
All right.
You go first.
I'll go first.
Dude, now I'm getting scared. I am getting scared. You're going to be first. You ready?
Yep. Go ahead.
All right, go.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, it's tight.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, my God.
This is amazing. Doing good.
Hurry! Step right up! Welcome to the greatest show on earth!
I was behind you, dude. I know you were scared a couple times.
A couple times, yes. People in there, there were people where there shouldn't have been people. It got worse and worse. It was like a really good horror movie.
Wait, stop, ghost. Ready?
Oh my goodness. It's all about misdirection. Did you see the guy throwing up?
No, that would have destroyed me.
So I was looking this way and somebody got me from that way.
I don't like that at all.
That was good.
Oh, man.
That was misdirection.
Jesus Christ. There was some screaming, some yelling. I know somebody was like, is there a child that's scared? It was me, and I'm fine with that.
You know something?
God dang it.
Do you think the girls would have made it through there less scared than we were?
You stop talking now. No. Jesus.
Oh my God. Let me give you Al's impersonation. I did it like that the whole time.
I have not been that out of my element and off my game in a long time. Everywhere we go, it's a controlled situation.
Oh, I knew something was coming, dude. Did you see that?
Like last second, but that was awesome.
Dude, that was sparking, whatever that was. I'm kind of jumpy, I gotta be honest with you.
I know.
It made me smile, buddy. I love you. That was fun.
Awesome.
Two-man crew, we're back.
Right.
Everybody dies here at Helios.
Well done. You said you don't think the ladies could have handled it.
There's no way.
No, coming from George, the ladies couldn't handle it. Al and Jeff are the most handsome, talented men I have ever seen.
You're a liar, George. Straight up lying.
I know I couldn't handle
I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't even show up in the parking lot, okay?
I swear they cut apart. I go, Erica wouldn't even come to the theme park, let alone walk through that haunted house.
Yes, that's true.
Jeff did nail my impression though, because my thing was just get super stiff and just walk straight. I was so scared, but I was like, if you stay stiff, you're gonna be fine.
And you had a nice nice expression. If the ghost came, you're like, everything's fine.
Yeah.
You're like, we're good.
He kept just going. All right, that was a good one. You got it. All right, that was a good one. Every room, he's like, that was a good one.
I'm impressed I didn't see either of you scream, so well done.
Yeah.
There was one where it was eerily quiet, and because no one was screaming, I was like, what is that? And there was a car in there, and then all the lights and the horn honks.
Oh, that's
and that was the one that got us the most.
Yeah, that's a jump scare. That's scary.
Yeah, it was fun though.
Two-man crew, we're back,
Good job,
baby.
Two-man crew.
Yes.
We'll be right back.
In the late 1600s, hundreds of people were accused of practicing witchcraft in the Massachusetts Bay Colony. 20 of them were executed during what is now known as the Salem witch trials. You've probably been told those witches were burned at the stake, but posts shared on social media over the last several years claim they didn't actually meet that fate. So let's verify. Were witches burned at the stake in Salem? These are our sources. During the Salem witch trials, Massachusetts Bay was a British colony, and as such was ruled by English law. Two historians, including Dr. Emerson Baker, professor of history at Salem State University and an expert on the Salem witch trials, confirmed to verify that under English law, witchcraft was considered a felony and was tried in criminal courts.
Witchcraft was a capital offense.
Under English law, the penalty for such a felony was death by hanging.
So there were, unfortunately, a number of people who were executed in that fashion, but none of them were burned at the stake.
So we can verify, no, witches were not burned at the stake in Salem. So where did this misconception come from? Baker says it likely stems from punishment practices in Europe during the time.
The difference was on continental Europe, witchcraft was considered to be a religious crime, and people were tried essentially as heretics. And the punishment for someone for committing heresy was being burned at the stake.
According to Baker, the misinformation about Salem can also be traced back to a speech by U.S. Congressman Harry Bettinger in 1849. The Virginia congressman was angry with his Massachusetts colleagues who were trying to abolish slavery, so he leveled his own inaccurate criticism at the state, saying witches and other such heretics were in the brave days of old burned literally by the cord. Baker says that speech was published in a book used in many classrooms and colleges in the 19th century. With your Verify, I'm Ariante Till.
Let's take a look at a post that's gotten some attention in a local Facebook group celebrating the decor around the Capitol Hill neighborhood, but asking that people don't use fake spider webs because they can be dangerous to wildlife. Is that true, or just another social claim trying to spook us? We checked in with these sources to verify.
The author of the post even said she rescued 2 birds last year. Experts say these fake webs hardly pose the same threat as more common household items like glue traps, but there are real cases of animal entanglement each Halloween season.
So it's dangerous for chipmunks, birds, squirrels, turtles, snakes. Pretty much any wildlife can get caught up in them, and it's very dangerous.
Owen says clearing out the cobwebs altogether is the best option, but if your Halloween decor just isn't complete without an arachnid touch, be thoughtful about placement and check them regularly for caught critters.
Make sure if you put it up that it's very visible, because if people can see it, the birds are going to be able to see it. And don't hang it across big areas where birds are flying.
So we can verify, yes, fake decorative spiderwebs can be dangerous, but you can take steps to reduce the harm, like placing them inside your windows, for example. With your Verify, I'm Abby Larico.
Welcome back to our Halloween edition of DBL. Yes, the time has come. Our special effects makeup artist Justine has been working on herself for nearly an hour, and it's time to see the final look.
All right.
Justine, reveal.
What do you think?
I gotta look. We're still waiting for that reveal.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, look at the neck.
Dude, Justine, pull your hair back so we can see the cheeks. Wow. That is phenomenal.
Wow.
Justine, I'm sure a lot of people are watching this and saying, how does one get into this? They like what they're seeing, but they're like, I want to do that. How do you get started?
So I took a theater makeup class first to start, and then after that I just started watching YouTube videos and practicing on myself at home, and yeah, it just takes a lot of time and practice, and you figure it out.
You're talented, Justine, and to our DBL Nation who want to learn more about Justine, you can follow her on Instagram at MyGalTheZombieFX. Thank you again for stopping by and allowing us to see your talent.
Very good.
Steph, we want to thank you for being a fabulous master of ceremonies. Did you have fun?
Oh, of course. You guys are fabulous. Thank you so much for having me.
Happy Halloween!
DBL every day.